I don't get any money from Bank of America. I don't know why I'm plugging their shit. Go buy the main drag songs. I get money for that shit. So right now, I think that the thing is we just had a lot of great tracks on the disc for Rock Band 3, and it's sort of, for once I think we made the call, like with the tools available to our employees to do it themselves in their free time, that it made more sense for us to focus our efforts there. We still think that with the Rock Band Network being the discovery tool that it is, with the demos you can download, it's another way for people to find music. And spread the word to your friends who just like don't plug their 360s, PS3s, or Wii's into the internet, like to get online and check out the music we have. We have 2,000 songs, so. But excellent question. I wish that my band was the only band on Rock Band 3, but that got voted down at the design meeting, so thanks, Dan.
Hey, I'm actually Rudy from the Ninjas in Disguise. Drake, you judged our team in a tournament last year. I had a top hat at the time.
Oh, there you are, yes. Sorry. You can't tell from here, but I literally can't see anyone. I just see like these specter shadow people.
Just want to say what's up, man.
Thanks, man. How you doing?
How's it going? Doing good. Anyway, totally excited about the Pro Guitar in Rock Band 3. I'm a big fan of just jamming freestyle guitar. Are you guys offering any support for just a freestyle jam session mode? Because, I mean, I know you basically have the technology there, just are you going to incorporate it in the game?
Designers?
A freestyle jam session on Pro Guitar is what you're asking for?
Yes.
Yeah. Essentially turning it into like a processor where
you can plug in the Mustang sort of MIDI out, you can just plug it into your computer and play, and the Squire is a real guitar, so you just plug it into your amp and play. Like, there isn't really any translation for us to do at that point. It's just an audio going out.
Well, and so the question is, like, can we like use the in-game engine to make music, right? Like, right. Right now, no, because there's a ton of like latency issues, and it like would maybe not be as fun as you think it would be. Just to be clear about that. I know you think it's a good idea. You were incorrect. No, but that's the reason.
Heard it from John Drake.
Yeah, guitar is terrible. No, that's why the instruments are so realistic. What Dan's saying is that you're basically ready to turn them into instruments in the world on things that are not running through console processing. So, not right now. No freestyle mode that we have in the drums for guitar this time around in Rock Band 3.
Thanks, guys.
Nice.
Do we have the Pro guitars here?
Yeah, they're right behind you.
Do you want to take one out?
I brought them over. Are they gone?
Well, just in case people haven't seen it.
Good. Go get them. Fucking ask my permission. Just get off your ass and go get the guitars. You need to go to the bathroom too? I can tell you can do that if you want. Where's the bit right outside the door?
Well, that's going on. I can show you the first cut we ever had of a Pro Guitar tutorial.
Oh yeah, also Dan, we have great tutorials in the game, so let's see.
So this is actually a really rough cut, and like it talks about too much information, but it's the kind of stuff that we hopefully can teach you in Rock Band 3.
This is not in the final game.
You can rewatch this video anytime from the pause menu in the trainer. To play standing, attach each end of your strap to the legs of the guitar. Put your dominant arm through the strap, then pull it over your head. The guitar should hang on one shoulder like this. Adjust the length of the strap so that the guitar is comfortably in reach without having to support the weight with your arms. Using a pick will make it easier to strum and pick cleanly. Hold the pick between your thumb and second finger like...
So I just want to say something here. We've realized after making this that maybe we don't have to teach people how to hold a guitar and things like that, so the videos are a lot shorter now, but we'll keep going.
It reminds me of the scene in Tommy Boy where he's explaining how to buckle his seatbelt to people on the plane. Put it on or you're an idiot.
You'll want to hold the pick loosely for strumming chords, and tightly for picking individual strings. Your guitar has 6 strings. The largest string should be on top when you look down on the neck. From largest to smallest, the notes of the strings are E, A, D, G, B, and E again. These 6 strings are represented by 6 lanes on the track, like this.
Hey, pre-alpha build of Rock Band 3.
This is the Pro Guitar HUD. Each string has different colored gems come down the track that you hit when they cross the now bar. The number on the gem indicates what fret you should be holding down when you strum that string. The frets on the guitar are raised metal lines on the neck. You want to press the...
Okay, I'm sorry, this is a little too painful to watch.
Jesus Christ.
It's a lot shorter now.
Why did we ever shorten this or change the HUD from the weird graphics of dudes standing in the shadows that we had before? It was great.
So Aaron's bringing around the Mustang right now, which is really cool. The sort of 20-second summary of all of that is that this track shows the strings on the actual guitar from low E to high E, so biggest string on the left. Notes will come down each string, which tells you you have to play on that string, and they'll have a number inside it, which tells you the fret you have to play. And then for chords, we didn't want to show like 6 numbers coming down the track because that was insane. So we made up a chord language that essentially shows where you should put your fingers. Let me see if I can find...
Better.
So like here's an example of like, it's a simple power chord essentially. It's like don't fret the first string and fret the second string on the second fret. And it's the shape of the gem is basically showing what your fingers look like. So if you hold a power chord, it's going to look like a hill. If you hold an A chord, it's going to look like the shape of an A chord.
It's also not an F major 7. Who wrote this?
No, this is
that's an E power chord.
This is why Sylvain isn't here. But like that's probably a better example of a power chord there.
And as you hold your fingers on the strings, you'll start to see there's what we call the position wave that's near the now bar, and it's not represented here. But basically, what it'll do is like you're trying to match your finger shape to the shape of the chord coming down the track, and it's kind of like I think Sylvain uses the analogy of like what's that?
The Japanese, the human
most extreme religion.
My fucking analogy. You know that? Okay, so I made this joke a couple days ago at GameStop, and no one knew what I was talking about. Do you guys know that Japanese game show where the wall comes down a track at the people? Thank you. Right? Jesus. Fucking GameStop guys did not know what I was talking about. And it's a lot like that. That's what the game is. All of Rock Band 3 is based around that show. The center design component of our show.
But yeah, that's pro guitar in a rambling 1.5-minute speech.
Yeah. Next question.
Hi, I'm a big Faith No More fan. I'm glad to see that there's one on Rock Band 3. Yeah. What I was wondering about is when you guys choose the track, is it like mostly the artist's choice, or how do you go about picking which one from a band?
It's a very, very complicated process, which is hard to distill, unfortunately. A lot of it is we have our own picks for songs we want. Artists will often suggest songs. Our MTV, these guys, Overlord, will often suggest stuff. But it all comes down to whatever goes on the disc has to be something that's fun to play. So we might choose a song that's not necessarily the most well-known song by a band, but we chose it because it's the best and most fun song to play. So a lot of it, like there's a lot of sources coming in, like you guys commenting on rockband.com and suggesting songs is another source of it. But eventually it comes down to we look at all the songs people have suggested, when we have our own picks, and we try and find the songs that are just really awesome and fun to play.
When a game developer and a music label love each other very much.
That's one way of putting it.
So there are a lot of spokes on that wheel, right? So it's like songs that we want, songs that would be good for gameplay, songs that masters exist for, which people often forget. Is like sometimes we just request songs that people request. Songs that labels are trying to push, like bands that labels are having revivals for, or that they're really focusing on. And then, like, overall, just like the number of people who own publishing rights to music is astronomically more complicated than most people understand. And like, I work in music to a certain extent and still don't understand a lot of what we do. So it's like, you could have someone who, like, 3 people own the writing credits to a song, 6 people own the masters of publishing, and 2 people own, like, the record label side of it. You have to get everyone's approval. It's a fucking mess. So we don't always get exactly what we want. We try to find what the fans want and then like fight with those people as hard as we can. That's why we have Midlife Crisis. Actually, they were very cooperative, but Midlife Crisis is awesome. Thank you for liking it.
Thanks.
Hooray. Yeah! TLC data information.
Hey, so I know once I get the Squire guitar, I'm not going to want to play with the plastic instruments anymore.
I don't say that. They still love you.
I'm wondering if you can use a Squire guitar to play Legacy DLC that's not updated.
I know you can do that on the Mustang.
Yeah, the Mustang supports it. You can play standard guitar on the Mustang for
the first 5 frets.
You can't play the 5-lane guitar on the Squire Strat, like the real one, just because of the way it's built. It's like not something you can really pick up with the way we do that hardware.
Huh.
We are all learning something.
Well, no, I didn't know that, because the build that I had didn't work, so...
There you go.
Oh my god, amazing! You can put it down. Now I've seen you. Now I know I can visualize you in my mind.
Wow, voice. Anyway, I tend to be a bass player in most Rock Band games,
Thank
so
you.
serious question. Why haven't you gotten a Primus in yet?
Yeah!
premise of Rock Band 3.
Yeah, look at the set list. Just more. But
Oh yeah, no, that's a reasonable question.
seriously, do you have any? Do you know of any like bass love you might give in the future? Like, for example, like ignoring the connotations of that question. One of the few third-party guitars I've gotten ever is Mad Catz, the bass one they made for Rock Band 2, and I like that. Do you guys have any plans for like that sort of thing in the future, or like
So let me see if
one?
I understand your question. Are we going to do what bass-specific music that's really exciting for bass players? Are we going to make a specific bass controller?
I suppose yes.
Use one bass ears.
So I guess we have the bass. One nice thing that we'll probably talk about a little later is with the Korea, we actually have career paths for every single instrument type, and bass now has its own type of its own set of goals and achievements. And it's a legitimate path now.
That's how we add more content to the game. We just create a bass career.
I like the sort of thing, like saying things here, blah, 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 blah. Saying that I'm lazy and also can't talk.
Yeah, well, you're a bass player, right? Snap. That explains a lot.
Well, there's also Victor Wooten Rock Band that's coming.
Oh yeah, Victor Wooten Rock Band.
So we've got that to look
Oh, so much slap bass.
All right, so correct me if I'm wrong, but the information I've read on the internet is that the keyboard controller runs via MIDI. Is this correct?
So it is a MIDI. It's okay. Two answers to your question.
Okay.
The keyboard controller made by Mad Catz, the official Rock Band 3 wireless keyboard controller. That works as a wireless controller of the game. Does not run over MIDI for game data. It is also a MIDI controller, so you can plug a MIDI cable into it and use it as a MIDI out. But it doesn't work for the game over MIDI.
Okay.
But flip side, there's a MIDI converter box that Mad Catz is making, which I think retails for $39.99, but they're making it right now in China. And that will let you take any keyboard with a MIDI out or any drum set with a MIDI out.
Or MIDI sequencer.
What?
Or MIDI sequencer.
Sure. I don't actually know if that's going to work or not. Well, I mean, if you can assign MIDI values, I'm guessing you can probably make it happen. Yeah, so when you all autoplay an FC, it'll be, score hero extravaganza. Fight start. The Mustang box, though, will let you play any keyboard that you want in the SCDS. So if you already own a MIDI keyboard, you don't have to buy a new keyboard. But no, the wireless keyboard that we're making is not a MIDI device in the game.
Okay.
Cool. Oh, sorry about that. My bad. Pop.
Hey, Anthony, Ground Control, Portland.
Oh, what's up, dude? I haven't seen you in like 8 hours. How are you?
You could never get rid of me.
We sang Rock Lobster together last night. It was great. Right?
And Little
Red.
It was the other Anthony from Ground Control, Portland. First, thank you very much for the new party-friendly features in Rock Band 3. The whole jumping in, jumping out. Easy to start, easy to restart.
Yeah.
You're welcome. It's easier than ever for me to hook normal people into becoming Rock Band addicts like me and my friends.
And when people get super stupid at a party like last night, they're like, I can play Expert Pro Keys, sight read, whatever. I've only never played the game before. And then they're like, oh, this is too hard, put me on easy. We can change it in real time, which is a very useful feature. Thanks, Tim.
So, two questions. One is about DLC. I want to bargain with you about getting pro features in DLC. And the other one is about the Rock Band Network store.
Bring it.
How about updating the old DLC the lazy way? Just by adding stuff that doesn't require changing the music stems. Like you add the harmony parts, you add pro mode charting, but you don't have to change the music parts.
Sure. So, okay, I know you have a second question. Let me answer your first question first. All the pro drums, by the way, are going to work day one, because by a stroke of, because by a stroke of accidental genius, we've always been charting cymbal versus drum notation in the animations, and it's actually pretty easy to parse for us. So all your pro drums are going to work. That's great. You're not wrong about things like harmonies and guitar not needing new audio stems. However, charting pro guitar is probably the most time-consuming thing we have ever ventured on as a company. Like, it is insanely complicated, and it takes like about as much time to author pro guitar for a track as it does to author the rest of the track in Rock Band gameplay. So it's like doing a second track for every one track we do. But you're not wrong. Like, it'll be easier to update pro guitar and pro bass than it will be pro keys. And I hope I'm not mistaken.
Vocal harmonies.
Yeah, vocal harmonies. I would love to pipe those in too. There is more MIDI data to put in there, but we'll try to do as much as we can going backwards. I know that the team is starting to spec out, the audio and DLC teams are specking out now, like what they can accomplish schedule-wise, what they can accomplish priority-wise, and then what technically needs to happen to make that possible. And a lot of that's probably going to be software update-driven. So, Breakly will be phased down for a couple months. But
so can you expect a little bit of that for some songs?
I think you can speculate that we're going to do our best. That's all you can speculate.
Okay.
I know nothing more than that.
I'm not going to do my best. I'm going to do about 80%.
Brian's not going to give you his best. He's going to give you like somewhere in the middle range of what he can give you. like
We
an
should just
asshole.
start bringing posters of our audio team crying.
Yeah.
They already have to.
These guys love you guys, but they want to sleep so bad.
They haven't seen their family in 3 years.
Yes.
Okay, the other question is much shorter. Rock Band Network trying to scroll songs, add songs.